You are not a lonely fragment trying to survive a hostile world. You are the living branch of the one true vine. What flows through the vine flows through you quietly, steadily, without strain. The vine never hurries and never begs, it abides. In that same stillness, fruit appears in season. When you turn your gaze away from this truth, life looks scarce, harsh, and uncertain. But the moment you return, wholly, honestly, stubbornly to the knowing that you and the source are one, life answers. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped standing in the way of what has always been yours. The branch does not plead to be nourished, it simply receives. It doesn't set the timetable, lecture the weather, or negotiate with the soil. It abides, and in abiding it flourishes. You were not born to clench your jaw and push reality uphill. You were born to rest in your connection and let right action arise from it. Inspiration replaces compulsion. Guidance replaces panic. Doors you could never pry open by effort alone, open of their own accord, because the state that opens them now lives in you. Look again at the world that provokes your doubt. Is the world the cause or the echo? The outer is a mirror. It reports on what you most persistently accept within. If you want a different report, do not quarrel with the mirror. Change the image you hold, and the reflection must follow. This is not wishful thinking, it is law. Believe first, and then you will see. Refuse to wait for proof before you consent to know. The branch does not say, once I see fruit, I'll believe I'm connected. It knows it is connected, and the fruit is inevitable. You ask for health, love, abundance, peace. If they were truly far away, why would your heart recognize them? Desire is not evidence of lack. It is the homing signal of something already planted within you, like fruit not yet ripened, but certainly on its way. When you stop doubting the root, you stop interrupting the flow. When you stop bargaining with fear, you stop feeding the very state that delays your harvest. The mind protests. What about action? What about the plan? Surely I must do something. And you will, without the frantic compulsion that once scattered your power. Right action comes as the effortless outflow of a settled inner state, like sap moving through wood. You will make the call, send the proposal, change the habit, speak the truth, not to prove your worth, but to express what you already know. Effort born of fear tightens the knot. Effort born of faith unties it. Resilience is not acting numb. It is remembering your center when pain rushes in and choosing your response. Pain may visit, it has no right to govern. Your choice remains the quiet throne. You can channel the raw energy of disappointment into craft, learning, service, movement, prayer. You can aim it at building rather than burning. You can walk, write, lift, sing, study, and in doing so convert turbulence into traction. This is not denial. It is dominion. Guard your influences with the seriousness of a farmer guarding seed. People, spaces, and media are soil to your roots. Some nourish, some leach. Favor what elevates, limit what corrodes. Curate a life that reminds you of your connection. Clean rooms, unhurried mornings, honest friends, books that enlarge, music that steadies, silence that heals. Gratitude is not sugary talk, it is training the eye to see accurately again. The good that is present becomes fuel for the next faithful step. Mindfulness is simple loyalty to the present moment. It keeps you from fighting ghosts in yesterday and phantoms in tomorrow. In presence, you notice the breath, the light on the wall, the warmth in a cup, the calm available beneath the noise. From presence, you answer life rather than react to it. Presence softens the jaw, lengthens the view, and makes room for wiser choices that frantic hours never discover. Authenticity is not public confession for sport. It is clean dealing, telling the truth first to yourself and then, where fitting, to others. When you speak honestly about fear, it loosens. When you admit fault, growth begins. Boundaries protect the ground you are responsible to tend. Vulnerability without discretion is exhibition. Discretion without honesty is armor. Walk the middle path, courageous and wise. A new perspective is often a new altitude. Stand 2 steps back from the picture you have been glaring at. Travel, read beyond your tribe, ask the question you've avoided, seek a contrary case. You are not betraying tradition by examining your assumptions. You are preserving its deepest aim, truth over fashion. Most routes are grooves worn by uninspected beliefs. Fresh light changes everything. Trusting the journey is not passivity. It is sober recognition that you cannot see the whole tapestry from the knot you're tying today. Some seasons feel like winter. Roots deepen, branches look bare, progress hides. But roots are work. Winter is work. When timing ripens, what was prepared in secret stands in the sun without strain. Patience is not complacency. It is quiet strength under guidance. Forgiveness is not the court declaring no harm done. Harm was done. Forgiveness releases your throat from the hands of yesterday so you can breathe again. Keep your boundaries. Learn the lesson, but refuse the bondage of replaying wounds until they become identity. You do not owe your future to your past. You owe your future to the truth you accept today. To live fully is to move from anesthesia to attention. Eat slowly, look long, call the friend, write the page, watch a sky. Let your passions have a calendar, not just a wish list. Desire without a date becomes regret. Desire with a date becomes a practice. Practice turns identity. Begin again, now. Not because yesterday was worthless, but because today is a clean permission slip. The heavy story you've been rehearsing is not a law. It is a habit. Put it down. Ask better questions. Who am I when I stop arguing with reality? What would faith do in the next 5 minutes? Take that step. Small steps compound like interest. You will not recognize your life after a year of 10-minute obediences. Take responsibility without self-contempt. Ownership is not self-accusation. It is self-respect. Name your part. Make amends where you should. Fix what you can. Upgrade your standards. Responsibility returns the steering wheel to your hands. You are not a passenger. Drive. Reignite your vision by revisiting the reason beneath it. Why must this exist? Whom will it bless? What becomes possible if you refuse to quit? See it in detail, rooms, faces, numbers, textures. Let the picture instruct your next action. Doubt will visit. Let it sit in the waiting room while you work. Vision without routine is a daydream. Vision with routine is destiny on schedule. Discipline is the quiet friend that never flatters and never fails you. Tie your values to daily behaviors, movement, study, deep work, honest rest, prayer, stewardship, craft. When you miss, re-enter without drama. Perfectionism is procrastination in a tuxedo. Excellence is humble repetition. Track inputs, not just outcomes. The fruit belongs to the vine. The tending belongs to you. Learn from every stumble. Catalog the lesson, not the shame. Ask what broke, what was blind, what will be different next time. Adapt quickly. Resilience is not bouncing back to who you were. It is advancing into who you could not become without the trial. Keep a record of recoveries. On dark days, read your own evidence. Choose your company on purpose. Some people pour oil on troubled waters. Others throw matches. Sit with builders. Honor elders who kept faith when it was expensive. Keep counsel with those who ask you hard questions gently. Let your yes be costly and your no be clean. Peace grows where your words, values, and calendar finally agree. Return again and again to the simplest truth. You are not separate from your source. The same life that stirs oceans moves through your chest. When you remember, you soften. When you soften, you hear. When you hear, you move rightly. In that order. No strain, no show, no begging, only abiding. The branch that remains cannot help but bear fruit. This is not optimism. This is order, so breathe. Set down the panic. Accept what is already yours. Do the next faithful thing in front of you and let the timing handle itself. The sun does not argue with dawn. The river does not negotiate with gravity. The vine does not fail its branches. Neither will you fail if you keep returning to the root that never withers.